Hey people, it is Sunday, December the 8th. The time is 4:53 p.m. and it is about 6 degrees Celsius. So a little bit on the milder side today than we've had in the last several days. I'm on the corner of Yonge Street and Davenport Road with Church Street on the other side. And it's getting dark now. I thought I would take a walk up and down some of the streets here in Bloor-Yorkville, seeing what's happening on a very mild Sunday late afternoon, and maybe getting another look at some of the Christmas lights throughout the neighborhood as it continues to get darker. I think I'll do a zigzag fashion walk. So this is Davenport Road, as I mentioned. I'll take this over to Bay Street because Davenport Road veers off in a northwesterly direction across the city. Check out some of the upscale residential buildings in this neighborhood also as I walk through. These two are quite luxurious here. So we're at the north end of Bloor-Yorkville. And this is where Bay Street begins, right up ahead. Or where it ends if you're starting from the south, making your way north. The other end of Bay Street is at Lake Ontario. Yeah, these two buildings, I can imagine what the rents are if you're looking to rent a unit. I know if you're looking to buy a unit, you're going to be paying stratospheric amounts. All right, so let's head down this bit of Bay Street. I'm just wondering if I should cross the street or not. Here's another new luxury building that's topped out now, I believe. It has very expensive finishings. No expense was spared on the cladding of that building. If you live in this part of the city, you're paying for it. I wanted to cross the street so I could avoid walking through this sort of thing, but it doesn't matter what side of the street you're on, eventually you'll come upon construction scaffolding. There's Scholar Street that will take you into Yorkville, heading towards Hazelton Avenue in that direction. There's this building. It's just a bit shy of skyscraper status, which is 150 meters or 500 feet. I think it comes in just a hair under that. but we'll give it a pass. It looks skyscrapery enough, I think. This is the Four Seasons Hotel. Got some very upscale retailers on the ground level here. And their first little bit of Christmas lighting. Here's Yorkville Avenue. I won't take us all the way over to Yonge Street, but I do want to check out this Christmas display over here. And then we'll head back the other way. And of course, the view of the construction here is very impressive. Got another new tower rising right there. And that one is all topped out now. But look at over here. Yeah, this is quite nice too.
I don't know, maybe there is some...
I did another recent video in the financial district where Scotia Plaza has some very similar moose displays, and I mentioned that this neighborhood also had moose. And I meant to check those out eventually, so I guess today's the day. Got a baby and a dad and a mom.
You know what happens? If you try to stop them with that, it actually will open the bracket and then it'll open.
All right. Let's head back through the heart of Yorkville here on Yorkville Avenue. Across to the other side. Oh, I didn't point out the old historic firehouse there, as well as the Yorkville branch of the Toronto Public Library. And the former town hall back in the days when Yorkville was its own independent community, the village of Yorkville. Sort of wandering back and forth across the street here because construction always blocks off sidewalks and lanes in the city. I think that's starting to get all the blame now for the congestion all throughout the city, taking the blame off of the bike lanes, which is what the provincial government is trying to do. Oh, that's one of those neat things you just come across randomly. So I did a walk through here not too long ago checking out the Christmas display on Cumberland Street. But I didn't actually check out Yorkville Avenue itself in that walk, so that's what we're doing right now. And I'll also walk past the Cumberland Street Christmas lights again. But this is the main street of Yorkville Village. Bel-Air Street. It's back to being a regular street. It gets closed down to traffic in the warmer months of the year, lined with patios and that sort of thing. I don't know why it doesn't stay closed down all year round, along with all the other streets here in Bloor-Yorkville. As I mentioned, all the people who are paying tons of money to live in this neighborhood are also paying tons of money to shop and dine in this neighborhood. It is an awesome place, if you can afford it. I just like to walk through it, really. I don't really spend much time hanging out in this neighborhood, really. It's not really my style, I guess. Not more of a downtown, living on the edge kind of guy. Some nice lights here. This was originally Mount Sinai Hospital, part of Mount Sinai Hospital. Well, it's fairly busy, people walking. Not a heck of a lot in the way of Christmas decor, though. I think they've decided that Cumberland Street is where you find that sort of thing. There's Old York Lane. That'll take you down to Cumberland Street. I won't walk through it this time. I think I've done that every other time recently I've walked through the neighborhood. Here's Hazleton. So they do have the trees all nicely lit up. Not traditional Christmas trees, but that doesn't matter. Got some nice wreaths around the lovely street lamps. All along the street, really. That's quite nice. This is the Hazleton Hotel. Hey, we found our first Christmas tree. I wonder if I should walk through here. You see these historical plaques throughout the neighborhood talking about back in the day when Yorkville was the sort of center of hippie culture and bohemia in the city. The famous Yorkville coffee house scene starting in the 1960s. Many famous names played in the coffee houses. Names such as Joni Mitchell, Neil Young, Gordon Lightfoot, and many more. Got some neat galleries in here. More shops. That'll take you over to Avenue Road in that direction. A nice cafe here. So that was Yorkville Lane. Not as nifty as Old York Lane, but it was rather interesting, more than I thought it would be anyway. Gelato. So this is Cumberland Street. This is a parking structure. Roman style pizza. There's Hemingway's, that's a famous spot in the neighborhood. And here's the Old York Lane. That'll just take you back over to Yorkville Avenue. And here's the Christmas display that I showed in an earlier video. Although I didn't actually walk over to this part of it in that video. Entrance to Bay subway station. There's the Yorkville Rock. Yeah, the neighborhood is hopping tonight. I think the mild weather has brought a lot of people out. The last few days were not so pleasant for being out and about. This is where you'll see very expensive cars as well, if you're into that sort of thing. Although I don't think I've really noticed any actual supercars yet. For some reason, the owners of such cars just like to drive up and down the street repeatedly just to make sure everyone sees them. And there's the Yorkville tree. Holiday Magic was the name of the event taking place here, where they unveiled the tree. All we need is some gently falling snow, really, to make this video truly awesome, but it's a bit too warm. We had some snow yesterday, but it turned to rain.
It's so crazy. Like, there's a new number.
Here's another entrance to Bay subway station. There's also a little path that runs under this neighborhood, similar to the one that runs under the financial district, just much smaller, that connects most of the major office complexes and shopping centers of the neighborhood, such as the Manulife Center, the now dead Cumberland Terrace. The former Hudson's Bay Company store has its own little path underneath that also connects, and also to Bloor-Yorkville subway station. It's a nice guitar. I think that's Harry Potter. An interesting display here. We got the Joker and Batman over there. All we need is John Lennon holding this guitar. Today is December the 8th. R.I.P. John Lennon. All right, so here's Bloor Street. I'll take us up to this crossing up ahead, and then I'll cross over. We'll get a look at both sides of the street. This is where all the luxury brands can be found. If you watch my channel, you've seen me mispronounce the names of these places several times now, which is fun to do. Some of them are just begging for you to mispronounce their names, I think.
We'll be sitting for Aya.
There's another walkway that'll take you back over to Cumberland. It's much busier now than it was last time I walked through here. It was pretty much in Deadsville on that night. It's looking to the west. Got Avenue Road just up ahead. The Royal Ontario Museum is up there as well. And more expensive apartments. You want to live right on the Mink Mile, obviously. You're shelling out some big bucks. I saw a picture from the 80s recently from when this was a famous player's cinema here where Burberry is now. And the picture had the marquee saying the Return of the Jedi was playing at the theater at the time. They still have their window displays. Last time I walked through here, all these were taken down for the evening to prevent the obvious theft possibilities. Here's St. Thomas Street. Got the luxurious 1 St. Thomas residential building on the left there, the taller one. Definitely a much livelier atmosphere this time around. I knew I'd come back to do another walk through here, and I think tonight was a good night to do that. As I mentioned last time, Tiffany is relocating to this corner from their existing store back towards Avenue Road. So I think they're gonna have a pretty large, elaborate new store frontage here on this building. And we're crossing Bay Street. Bay and Bloor. There used to be a scramble crossing at this intersection similar to what is in place at Yonge and Bloor and Yonge and Dundas. They took it out. I wonder if someday it'll be put back in again. Oh, we got a few trees in here. Hello.
How you doing, man?
Good, man. How are you?
How's the live stream going?
Oh, it's just a pre-recorded video. Yeah, it's going good though. Yeah, just a tour of the Bloor-Yorkville area, checking out all the lights and all
How's Johnny
that.
Shar's doing?
He's doing good. Yeah, I just talked to him just a little while ago. Yeah. Right on. All right, man. Nice meeting you. Have a good night. See ya. It's always cool to run into a friendly viewer. Here's the Manulife Center. That's a small kind of upscale shopping mall. I've done a few tours through there. Oh, let's see if Holt Renfrew has upped their game here. Sidewalks here are very busy all of a sudden. Holt Renfrew didn't really have much in the way of Christmas displays on my last walk through the area. I think they've unveiled all of their Christmas decorations. Let's go take a look. If I can get across here. Note, I'm not standing in the bike lane as I wait. These bike lanes are proposed to be removed. Sort of a very controversial issue in the city right now for obvious reasons. Make sure no cyclists are coming this way. All right, so here's Holt Renfrew. Okay, I did see this one in my previous walkthrough. So this was here. But I think these other Christmassy displays were not really fully set up last time.
It's like you know it, but like.
We got another little train here now. It just goes back and forth. There's no actual tunnel. But still pretty good effort. Not quite at the level of the holiday windows that are usually down at the Hudson's Bay Center. company store. Of course, those are not happening because of the construction taking place on Queen Street.
Baka naman tita, isang
The A-OK Cafe. That's an expression I like to use. Coming soon, smeg. That word brings something unpleasant to mind. New Lululemon flagship store. All right, let me do my patented Ken Continuum Young and Bloor skyscraper corner pan here. I wanted to cross diagonally, but we'll cross here first. So we got Bloor-Young Station here on this corner. But I also wanted to check out the new Nike store on the corner, which just recently opened. The retail here has gotten a total revamp after the Nordstrom Rack store pulled out. Pulled out of Canada. That's art. But it's filling up again now with new retailers. And here's the new Nike store. Certainly brightens up the area. You can see it has an upper level. Yeah, it seems like the Mink Mile might extend a bit further east of Yonge and west of Avenue Road. I noticed on that end also a couple of luxurious stores have opened up west of Avenue. And the W Hotel across the street. All they have to do now is do something about this huge, hulking, empty bunker that used to be the Hudson's Bay Company store. There was a proposal to build a new complex there, which was sort of underwhelming in my opinion, a sort of commercial complex. But I haven't seen much about that moving forward anytime. It's obviously ripe for something spectacular, I think, in keeping with the neighborhood. So I hope to see something like that come along. I always thought a new department store could go there, such as a Simon's, but Simon's is opening at the Eaton Center now. And there's the W. So this sort of nicely done up part of Bloor Street extends just over to Church Street.
Exchange man?
No, sorry. All right, so Church Street right up ahead, so I think that's where I'll wrap up the walk. Bloor Street continues on for several more blocks. And then you go over the Prince Edward Viaduct over the Don Valley. And the street name changes once again to Danforth Avenue. So I hope you enjoyed the walk through the Bloor-Yorkville neighborhood on a pretty busy and mild Sunday late afternoon. We checked out some of the fancy apartment towers, condo buildings, some of the Christmas lights and fancy stores. And all in all, it was a very pleasant walk. I enjoyed it quite a lot more than I was expecting to, actually. So leave a comment down below. Let me know your thoughts, if you enjoyed or not. And be sure to like, share, and subscribe if you haven't already done so. And also make sure you hit that notification bell so that you don't miss any of my videos. And if you'd like to support the channel, there are links in the description where you can do so via PayPal, as well as via my merch store. Or you can also support the channel by becoming a channel member, or by sending a super thanks if you prefer. Look at this dingus. I'm literally crossing as soon as the light turns green, and he's turning like I'm not even there. Oh, Toronto never change. As I was saying, thanks for watching, and thanks to all the channel members. And be sure to keep checking back because, as always, I will continue.